Righty, welcome back. I haven't done much since the other day. I did a little bit. I started forming a piece up the other day. Now, I'm not actually here to do this today. I fucking need to clean up because I applied for a panel beating job in a big shop there, I don't know, about a week or two ago, and I've got it. But I think I'm going to have to take some gear there, and I'm not sure what. Like, it's obviously not going to be welders or anything like that I obviously don't know of, if you know what I mean. But like they said, though, well, I'll have to bring some tools with me, which is I'm not really sure. They didn't explain what I really needed. Just you'll probably have to bring some stuff with you. And I'm like, okay, yeah. I was hoping I wasn't going to have to drag all my fucking shit there, but if I have to, I guess. Like, I kind of half-by expected it, but I just thought because it was such a big fucking body shop that they would have most shit there. But, well, I think I was trying to say earlier that the guy that sold the business, he took a bulk of the working gear with him. You know, he took a lot of the, like, obviously the spray booths and all that sort of shit you can't take with you, and the mixing stations and all that sort of shit you can't take with you, but all the working tools, because it was all his, he took that all with him. You know what I mean? Obviously, probably some of the guys that were working for him, if they had their gear, he couldn't take that. But a lot of the gear, like, yeah, I think he had a lot of presses and bits and pieces like that. So they had to go along and replace all that. So I'm not sure what I'm going to actually really need, which is a bit of a pain, but I don't know what it is. Anyway, I'm going to get to it, sort some shit out, and I might briefly show you what I did the other day. I'm still having some issues with making that piece. I'm thinking I'm going to have to make it multiple pieces just to get it to work without spending fucking hours fighting with it. But yeah, I need to sort some shit out, so I'll get doing that, and I don't know, we'll touch base again a wee bit later on. Righty, so it's been a wee while since I've been down here. I was down here a couple of times early in the week, just grabbing bits and pieces to take to my new job for in the meantime, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I am now working in another body shop, just to obviously be my main income, and this is going to be supplementary. But it's a real pain. I was hoping that I wasn't going to have to drag a whole heap from the gear down there, but I end up having to. They're a big body shop, but you kind of going to have your own just basic mechanical tools and stuff, and whatever. So yeah, it's just unfortunate, and I've had to take like hammers and dollies and all sorts of shit there as well. So eventually I will get some. I need to get some more gear anyway. But yeah, I'll try and leave a little bit of stuff here. I'm only really going to be working here at the weekends and maybe at nights a little bit. So I've actually got a car that I'm going to do a small repair on turning up, I don't know, in the next hour or so. So the place is a bit of a schmozzle because I end up taking my red toolbox in the cart because I didn't have anything to put my toolbox on. I was hoping to leave my cart here. Eventually I'll get a toolbox bottom. I wanted to get one of those big huge ones, but I'll end up just getting a regular size one for at work, and I'll bring the cart back, and then I might get myself another just smaller toolbox to have a bit more stuff so I can keep a few more spanners and stuff here. Like I do have that spanner set there on the wall. That's not mine, if you know what I mean. It's just part of the workshop. So like I've got that here for just basic spanners, and I kept a bit of other stuff here. But yeah, I just need to have a quick tidy up so I can get this other little car in here that I'm going to do a rust repair on. But I need to sort out just too much crap in the road and just sort my tools out again. Righty, so this is the next wee job we're going to do. It's got a rock hole through here. It's been patched, and there's a at some point, and it's like a hole through on the inside as well. So I'm going to whip the bumper off. I've got a repair section here off another car they provided. It's got a bit of surface down there, but that'll clean up easy enough. So I'll pick this apart, and then we'll put in what we need to out of this. Just be the easiest way, and then we can graft it. Like, I shouldn't need this piece. We'll just hopefully just graft some of this back bit in, and then obviously this bit in where we need to. So yeah. So first thing, apart from obviously getting the wheel off, so we need to get the bumper out of the road, and then we can cut. No, we don't need much. I'll probably just cut below this line somewhere, and we can pick that off. We'll just cut that off, trim it back roughly, probably through here, whatever, until we work out exactly what we need off that, and then same with the inside. But yeah, so we'll undo those couple of bolts. Just trying to see what else holds us on. I think there's a couple of, turn the light on. I think there, oh yeah, that bolt there, not the same on the other side. Is there another one down there? No. So you can see it's quite rusty in there. It's had a bit of a patch put in there before, obviously, at some point. Yeah, and we'll have to pull this bit of trim out of the road as well, so you get the side of the bumper off. Oh no, oh yeah, no, we can get to the bolt. Yeah, it's right there. That's right. So you just got to get these couple of bits off and pop the bumper out of the road anyway. Yeah, and then we can attack this. I might attack this today and tomorrow, or maybe at least I want to get the bumper off at least today and chop this outside panel off, and then we'll do a couple of bits and pieces over the week, and hopefully we can come pick it up next week, some weekend sometime. Alrighty, so the next plan of attack is to identify all the spot welds, just looking at here. We'll identify where the spot welds are on the other piece, and we'll just, I'll get a little belt sander here I borrowed from the other workshop. So we'll just buzz all those, the top of the spot welds off until the panel breaks away, and we'll cut through here. We've got plenty out there. I wish they cut just through here on this piece. Would have been handy, because I could have just made a nice clean little join through here and just put this whole outer skin on. But that's alright, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's going to join in there. It just would have been nicer, because it would have been, yeah, like they've given me enough on the inside, but kind of barely. Like, I think it'll be alright, if you know what I mean. It's only really that bottom. I can clean the top bit up a bit. It just would have been nicer to have a little bit more, but that's alright. Shit happens. But you'll pick that outer skin off back to here somewhere, and we'll work out roughly where to cut this off eventually. And I'll do the same on here. We'll pick this outer skin off, and then we'll sort of lay it in the hole. We'll trim it close, make it overlap, and then we'll work it where that fits. Then we can trim the excess off, and then again on this inside piece, all we really need is just this bit of skin. So obviously when we take this piece off, this will give this back bit anyway. I'll probably have to drill. I'll have to drill this one out, but all we really need is this bottom bit of skin here, and then we can graft it into there. And again, we'll just sand the welds off there, and then we'll graft that piece in, clean it all up, and obviously we'll treat all this rust and shit in here, and then we'll pop that skin and weld it, and it'll be done. Like, it's not a big job. And then we'll just do a little bit of we'll do a tiny little body work. I'm not painting. They're going to fuck a little bit of paint up. They got paint. They must have touched it up at some stage or whatever. But yeah, and then they can go get it this cheap for a warrant and whatever, and get it back on the road. It failed for that rust. That's the sort of rust here that New Zealand will fail your car for. You know, it doesn't have to be big. But yeah, well, this has got a bit of scale on here too, but it's not rotten like that one is. So as we pull it apart, we'll clean this all up and treat it all and whatever. Righty, it's been a few days. I haven't been back down here. I've been meaning to come down here during the week at nights and stuff like that, but this is my second week into working in the full-time body shop, and I'm just, yeah, it's still taking its toll. I'm not too bad today, but fucking arms are still pretty sore from beating on fucking all sorts of shit. Buses and whatever. Trucks, and still working on this. There's a Valiant Charger that I'm still doing a shitload of sanding on. Just trying to get it right so I can go for paint and primer and shit. So yeah, come back down. I want to try and get this little patch on the Celica today and get it on. We're almost on in the next about 3 hours ish. Depends on when Mrs. comes back to pick me up, because we're down to one vehicle at the moment. So I might pick that panel apart first, this U piece, well, this bit, and I meant to grab one of the little belt sanders from work, because fuck, they're handy. But we'll just go through, we'll find all the spot welds, we'll drill that out, because I would have used the little belt sander on that to take the outer panel off, but I think I'll just better grind that outer panel off anyway. I just better grind it off, or just use one of my Roll-Lots discs. It's just the little belt sander is good, because you can just hit the spot welds and then just pop it off. So I found out, like, I knew you could do that, but so I found out with doing it all the time. I had even bought last time I was here, I bought a couple of little spare belts with me, so I got a couple here, because we've got 2 or 3 of them at work, in the workshop that I work in. There's only 2 of us in there, but, so yeah, I can just grab one and bring it here, and just borrow it until such point as I manage to get a chance to buy some of that gear. And hopefully between this van and maybe this other little Mori that I'm going to be doing, I'll better get a bit more gear, and I want to buy some other bits and pieces as well. I won't better buy too much gear for a start off, but it'll get me some extra shit that I want for here. I would like to actually buy a planishing hammer at some point. They're actually not that fucking dear. Like a machine, one that will what do you want to call it? Sit on a like it's on a stand, so I can use it to make panels. Like, it'd be really nice for that back of that Bedford. But yeah, we'll just see how we get on. But anyway, we'll drill these spot welds out. Just clamp this in the vise so I can drill on it, and roll these spot welds out so we get this piece of back apart, and then we'll attack that, and then we can obviously trim up what we don't want. Right, I just put a bit of glass filler over the weld inside and outside. Just to help seal anything up that I've missed. So I'll just let that cure off for a wee bit, and then I'll flick some more of that silver weld through primer on everything, and I will prep this. I'll give this all a clean up, put weld through in here as well, with this wee scuff from where I've put the rust converter in there, and weld through on here, we'll clean all that up, and then we can do the final trim to make this fit. And yeah, we'll get that on. And then we'll have a little piece on as well. It's just unfortunate, the piece that when they cut it off, that I really needed the whole lot in there. It might have got away. Yeah, it might have got away with Aussie because it didn't look that bad. And here, like, it sort of hadn't been broken up until I started pulling it all off, but it's pretty rusty. So, yeah, all good. Just handle this around to where we exactly need it. It all fits pretty good. Give a little pull around and clamp up. Make it fit. We'll give that a week. I'll just give that a couple of minutes to cure it. Clean this edge, blow some weld through up in there properly. And we'll do the same on the inside of this. Just prep all this, that little Scotch-Brite wheel from the die grinder, and we'll get into it. Righty, we'll start welding that bit on. We'll get it tacked on at least, and then we'll get that corner in there. There's a little bit I'm going to have to fill. We might have to just cut a little piece out of something to make it work, just to fill, because it's where it's sort of cut and because that other piece, I just didn't quite get the angle right when I was originally trimmed the original piece off. It doesn't matter, like it's only a little slither in a couple of wee spots, so it's pretty much just a wee triangle, just right where they join at the bottom, so I'm not too worried about it. We'll fill it with a little bit of something and then grind it up, clean it up. And I'm not going to worry about taking the black paint off. I'll put a little bit of filler in there, and I'll just scuff it so it's black on the bottom, red on the top, because the mate's going to paint it, but when it goes to get it, it's check for a warrant to show that the rust repair's been done. If they can see the black in the thing, and they'll have photos, and they better poke their head in there and they'll better see it's been welded and whatever. So yeah, that'll just make it so it's fucking obvious that it's been fixed. Right, so I've got this tacked together. This joint just doesn't quite meet as good as it should. It's probably just because I haven't got the inner piece 100%, plus when I originally cut the red piece off, I come along here and I sort of guessed roughly where this ended. I sort of tried to cut it a bit inside where I thought I did, but I probably didn't quite cut as nice as I should have. I sort of cut it on an angle up here and then trimmed it out because I knew this was going to, but I should have probably just come down here a bit further originally when I cut it off, because I cut in front of obviously the join where the spot welds are. And so yeah, I probably should have just, it's unfortunate, I just should have cut back a little bit further, or probably should have cut down here or something like that. Just in the meantime, but I tried to sort of cut it through somewhere, so I left that sort of piece so I could get it to join nice, but it didn't work. But it is what it is. So I'll fill that up, and then I'm going to come down here tomorrow and clean that up, and then I'll do the final buzz around for all those things. I've got a couple of wee tacks in those plug holes, but I'll give everything a bit of a clean up tomorrow, and I'll just burn them in nicely. But I can't be bothered at the moment. I just want to fill those two ugly bits. I've got a little bit of just regular old welding rod here somewhere, so I'll just help hold that in there, and that'll just help me fill that little bits and pieces, and then we can blow some paint in there. I think I've got a bit of that stone guard shit, which I'll probably blow down in there as well. I'll probably blow it on the back side of this panel, and I'll blow it round and down inside that, and the rest of it we can just fudge up and grind it up. I'll put a little bit of filler in there, and I'll just flick. I've got some epoxy in a rattle can, so it will just blow a bit of epoxy across where it's been welded and joined. But yeah, and that should do the job, and then I can just bolt it together tomorrow as well once I've done that. But yeah, because it's a little bit ugly in there, it's not going to matter much. All these pieces still fit, so I checked that plastic piece, it still fits reasonable. I might have to just tuck on this out a little bit just to make it fit 100%, but everything still fits, so that's all that matters. So I'll weld that up, and then we'll bugger off. I just wanted to put a little light down there, so I just got that just to give me a wee bit more light, and then I'll poke my other little freaking foldy up light down there, just so I get a little extra light, so I can get myself in a half decent position. Not really, but man, I'll tell you what, I want a fucking 2-post hoist, so if I'm doing repairs on this sort of shit, I can get the fucking things up in the air, and I'm not sitting on the ground anymore. I'm fucking over sitting on the ground. I have to do it at the workshop too, and it's just a pain in the fucking ass. I'm getting too old for fucking lying on the ground. Right, we'll let that dry off. I'll pour a little bit of fiberglass fill in round the back corner where it's a wee bit ugly, and I'll just smear a wee bit over the seam and round the other spot welds and whatever. And I'll just smear a little bit round on the insides of the thing, and then we'll mix. We've got some seam sealer there, we'll bang a bit of that in round as much as we can, and then I want to also I'll probably put a little bit of mud on there too. We'll just see how it goes for time. And we'll also blow a bit of that round on the inside, and in here, and on the underside of this as well, just to help seal everything up and protect it from the weather and lots of shit. The only thing we're not going to do is paint, to be honest. If we can, trying to leave this black, the majority of that black, that'll show that we're putting new bottom on the, I'll show you the photos and shit. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to go off. Right, so I've just put seam sealer, I've sprayed in around the back of the panel with stone guard stuff all in here, all underneath there. It's all done. Sprayed up and around there, like the seam sealed all around, whatever. Yeah, that's all full of stone guard shit as much as I can get in there, let it run down, and you can see the join in the panel. So I've sprayed it into all the nooks and crannies as much as I can to try and at least, I wouldn't say seal it up, but you know what I mean, protect everything. Like it never really had much protection in there beforehand. So, you know, that's where it started rusting out and whatever. So the water should be able to get out. You can see there's a hole in there, which is part of a body plug. So like water should be able to drain through some of those holes and places. But anyway, we'll bugger off, have some lunch. Then I'll quickly come back down. We'll scuff the bit of glass filler that I put in there. We'll knock all that back down, and I'll put a wee bit of mud in around these other places and tidy it up, and we'll just sand it off, and then I'll just spray a bit of the grey primer on it again, or etch epoxy primer on it, and we'll just give everything a wee tidy up, and I'll bang all the plugs back in and whatever. Or I might even bang the plugs back in tomorrow night or something like that, or later, or whatever. Just get half a chance to cure it, and we can bang all the plugs back in and throw the guard liner back in and put the bumper back on, you know, throw the few bolts and bits and pieces back in it. I'll let them know it's done. So yeah, once we sort of got everything cleaned up, if this hadn't been if it had been cut off better, I would have used that other piece down here. But because unfortunately he cut it through here and didn't cut right through from the backside, cut right through to here somewhere. If you'd done that and just cut this off completely and then cut the inside instead of, for some reason, chopping it through here, yeah, I probably could have used all the original sheet metal, but I had to make that in a piece. But that's no biggie. It just would have saved me a ton of work, and I also wouldn't have had to cut it off through here, if you know what I mean. Or wouldn't it matter if I cut it off through here, because I would have had the whole complete piece. And to stitch back on, I wouldn't have had to frickin' do this ugly weird joint, and I probably would have, the inner panel probably would have just fitted it a little bit nicer, but it'll be fine. I think by the time I put the bumper on and everything, nobody will know, and especially once it's painted red. They're going to do that, like they said, they got plenty of paint. They just wanted me to prep it and obviously put that piece on. So yeah, we'll knock it down, spared a bit of mud in there, tarp that up, blow a bit of, like I said, rid of that air. We'll just bang a bit of this on, just to, you know, seal it up in the meantime, and yeah, they can come and pick it up once I've thrown it back together, which won't take much. It's, I don't know, a dozen bolts or so. Right, hopefully it won't take too long to go off, because I don't want to be down here too much longer. I just want to hopefully knock that back in a few minutes. That won't take long to go off, and if I have to do another little second coat anywhere, but I think it should be pretty good. I've got it a bit thick in around here just to fudge up. We've had to frickin' had to join that a bit ugly, just because, like I said before, if we had the whole piece cut right through instead of chopped off part way, we probably would have been a far nicer repair at the back. Well, the main bit's good. Where's that light? Yeah, like it. Yeah, it looks. And now that stuff's going off on the inside, you know, it's a decent repair. You know, I mean, got a nice repair on the inside. We've got a bit of sealer and shit in there. You know, we've got some goo down there. It's all seam sealed. You know, it's a wee bit ugly around here. We've just had to join the piece in that we didn't want to cut off or start off. You know, we didn't realise that this back part of that inside piece was quite so rotten. That piece that's meant to be out here. Oh, sorry, this piece here. Where it comes out to here somewhere. Yeah, it's just a shame that they chopped it off where it is. It's just, that is what it is. Well, that piece was perfect, but yeah, it just, if they cut it off through here, well, it just saved me a whole lot more work. I wouldn't have had to make the inside piece, and it would have been a bit of it. But look, it's not much. You know, we just had to close up a couple of ugly joints. It's just, it is what it is. Nature of the beast sometimes. But yeah, like if we had that proper piece, just things probably would have fitted a wee bit nicer, and then we wouldn't have had to worry about stitching this little corner piece back in. So, yeah, it is what it is, but that won't take long to go off. It's getting pretty hard already. It needs another, I don't know, 10 minutes to cure up half decent so we can sand it. Then we can we'll just quickly rub it back with a block by hand, and we'll give another wee smear if we need to, and if not, I'll just I've got a block here, so we'll just rub it back with about 80, and then if it looks half decent, I'll give it a quick wee rub with a bit of 220 or something like that, and then just flick a couple of coats of that rattle can, wherever it is, doesn't matter. Yeah, that shit. We'll just bang a couple of coats of that on there, and that'll seal it up from the outside, and then they can sand it and paint it and whatever, and make it look a bit prettier afterwards. You know, they might have a wee bit of primer they can blow on it and whatever, just to join it up properly. I'll just put that bit of tape on there just so I don't end up with shit right up the guard, but you can see the guard's not perfect anyway, so they'll probably blend it out up there, sand it and whatever. It's got a bit of filler in it already, so it doesn't matter much. It's just a nice wee repair, and it's going to be decent. One can bang all the plugs back in, all that sort of shit, and whatever, and yeah, and they can give it a quick coat of paint at some point. But at least it's easy to show that it's been repaired. And I'll flick them through a pair of photos. I've flicked a few photos, and I'll just screenshot a few off the video as well, and I'll go through it. The other thing I want to briefly talk about is at my new, well, we're a place where I work now, doing body work and whatever. I've found the best mixing board for filler I've ever seen. Unfortunately, I'm going to get one made for here, or one made for myself. So what it is, I've got a couple of photos, I'll flick it up. If I get a chance before I load this video, I might do a quick little video clip of it. But it's 12 inches square, so this, if I got a ruler here, just to give you an idea. I've got a fucking ruler somewhere. Yeah, that'll do. So, is this in inches or is it just in centimetres? No, it's just in centimetres, it doesn't matter. 12 inches is, right, so it's a little bit, not quite, this is about 13 inches wide. So it's about 12 inches square at the top. It's about, I don't know, it's probably not much thinner than this, or thicker than this, but it's aluminium, or aluminum, and then it's got an 8-inch base on it, but it's got a handle that's probably, so what's this socket? Yeah, probably about that round, maybe a little bit fatter than that. Probably, what's that, 16 mil on the inside. So yeah, it's probably a 3/4 inch tube, or maybe inch bit of tube between the top and the bottom board, and it's about 7 inches apart. And it's friggin' awesome. It's one of the best mixing boards I've ever used, because it's up on a stand, so it's got like a decent base, so it doesn't fall over when you're mixing shit. But you can pick it up with your hand underneath, walk it over to wherever you're working on, and if you have to sit the frickin' thing down, like say you want to, I don't know, like say we're doing this, but say you've had to rebuild a corner or something like that, and you, well, yeah, say prime example, doing this. So we'll get ready to put a bit of mud on here when we finally get this finished. So if I want to bend down, so I can sit that down, it's basically 7 inches off the ground. I can kneel down, I can sit it down, doesn't matter, kneel down, pick it up, or scrape a bit off, I can put my foot on it, whatever, yeah, scrape a bit of filler off it, put it on, yeah, and you can just pick it up. It doesn't matter if you sit it flat down on the ground, because it's freaking this far off. You know what I mean? It's perfect. You can just put your hand underneath it, walk up, use your other hand to spread it. You're not having to try and hold it, you know, a weird board or a bigger board. It's freaking awesome. It's the best mixing board I've ever seen. Like, you could probably, if I had a bit of, I don't know, maybe if I had like a half decent thickness broom handle and a bit of ply and another bit of ply, I could probably glue it and then glue a bit of this to it. Just cut it down to about 12 inches or even 13 inches and just do something similar. But the alloy, somebody just, it's either been TIGged or MIGged, top and bottom, and then they just sanded it flat. And yeah, it's absolutely freaking awesome. It's one of the best mixing boards I've ever freaking used. Like a good old piece of perspex or glass works good. You know, sometimes you can get one of those glass, like veggie chopping boards and stuff like that. They're really good, but obviously you got to be careful you don't drop it. I've seen people like use those stupid paper rip-off boards. They are just a fucking pain in the ass. I've seen so many people try to use one, and the piece of paper is trying to fold up on them when they're trying to mix shit or whatever. Yeah, I just find it's easy. You know, you can. And the other thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to get rid of these stupid fucking plastic things. And I've used them a couple times. But yeah, at the new work, where I work now, they've got the real thin gauge metal ones. And they've got, I don't know, 3 or 4 different sizes of them. I'm going to buy some here. And I've got a metal mixing blade, which is the same thing as what we use. But what we do is we just have a... just use one, the scraper to scrape the shit off. You know, you do your mix, put it on, put this back on the bench, you know, spread it out, whatever, and then come along, you know, a couple of minutes later when it's really starting to cure off what's left on there, you scrape it off, and just give all your blades a quick wipe down with a bit of, just a bit of general purpose, or just scrape them off with a razor blade, and they're ready to go for next time. You know, just have something like this, you know, for your metal blades, and just quickly scrape it off and put it in the bin, and then you're ready to go, and just give it a quick wipe down with a bit of meths or gun wash or whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's far better than, it's such an awesome freaking thing, because yeah, if you need to bend down to get down on the ground, it doesn't matter if you sit the fucking thing down. Like, you know, if it's a flat board, it's a pain in the ass, because it's all of a sudden, you know, if it's dusty and shit, you know, you might disturb dust, but if you're just sitting down the thing and it's got a freaking good 7-inch handle on it, you just sit it down, bend down, get yourself in a decent position, start freaking putting your mix and you're putting your body filler on, and away you go. But anyway, I'll turn this off. We'll get this another couple of minutes. It's probably, yeah, I'll give it another minute or two, and we'll knock this down, and yeah, we'll blow some primer on it. Right, we'll just give it a quick sand. I'm just going to give it a quick couple of coats on with this. And just, I don't know, it may need a little spot in there somewhere. There. Not too panicked. We've got a few minutes to tack off and we'll throw another one on. Yeah, we're giving it a few more coats. I'll just be sitting here for a while and just flick another one. I'll leave it alone for a while. It's got probably about, I don't know, quite a few coats of that. I'll just bugger off for a couple of hours. Whatever, you shoot back down later on, just a bit when it gets dark, and I'll just pop it together. Morning. I'm actually just down at work getting my spray mask with my old filters in it. Doing a lot of sanding at the body shop, and they've only just got those stupid frickin' paper mask filters, and I hate them because when you breathe out it all comes up and fogs your glasses, and then I fucking can't see, especially with it being cold and shitty lately. And I find that you after a while you feel like you're re-breathing your own ear. Whereas if I can get like the just normal dust filters for this at some point I will, but I just use my old spraying filters. Still does the same job, if you know what I mean. So yeah, might take this to work, and I'll give it a decent clean when I get there because it's been sitting out. I think I keep my good painting filters in the original box that this comes in, just so when I want to paint something I just got to put them on, but they only last for a little while. But just briefly here, so the other thing too is, I just flip the camera around and then I've got to get out of here. So this is all done. I just actually had the battery on charge. I'll probably take that off now. It's been on here for a day or two just on a trickle charge, but that's all done, back together. So they're picking it up hopefully at the weekend, and hopefully I'm going to go and have another look at another little car, another one, a little Mori 1000. Not exactly sure on exact details, and exactly what all I'm going to do to it. I know it's going to be basically a sorry, I'm just trying to sort this battery charger. A rebuild of some description. I'm just not sure how deep into it, if you know what I mean. Just unplug that cord. It's not sitting there running. We're trying to run. Yeah, so this little bit yarn out of here. It's hopefully the weekend I'm going to come down here and do a bit more work on the van. I don't want to spend too long down here because I'm fairly buggered. I need to recuperate. I spent a few hours down here the other weekend. Just was hoping that it was going to be quick. It wasn't too bad, if you know what I mean, but just, yeah, I just didn't get out of here, and I ended up doing a little bit on Saturday as well, or Sunday as well. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. And yeah, there'll be more content coming up in the van. Yeah, and then hopefully a little Mori, and with a bit of money from the van and hopefully from this Mori coming up, it's going to be a reasonable build. I actually want to get a planishing hammer and maybe a couple other tools, but most of it I need to spend on some other shit in the meantime. But yeah, I want to get a planishing hammer so I can try and make this back corner easier too. So, you know, thanks for watching, and yeah, really a bit more of an update in a week or two, and yeah, try and get another video out. But yeah, I'm just trying to get this one finished, and we'll catch you later on. Thanks for watching. Cheers.